Beth McCullough. Hi, everybody. This is Beth McCullough. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Iowa, and I'm here every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central with my sweet husband, Steve.
Hi, everybody.
We are so glad you're joining us. I see people are on already. Hello, Bev Stokes. How are you? Are you enjoying our hot and toasty Iowa weather on the first day of summer? Shirley is here from Cedar Rapids. I'm glad you're here. And Bridget said, I hope your trip and the wedding was wonderful. So if you don't know, we were in Houston this last week. We have 4 kids, and our first son, our first child, he's not a child, our first young adult got married this weekend.
Our first offspring, our first prodigy, the first one.
The first one, number 1, got married this weekend, and it was lovely. And I don't have pictures for you, but I did just get out my phone. And here's a picture of them doing their first dance. And you can see Amy had she had a mermaid dress with a huge long veil and train, and
gorgeous.
Yes. It was a gorgeous wedding. They're a sweet couple, and we truly had the time of our lives, didn't we?
We did. I'm still paying for it. I'm tired, but it's a good kind of tired.
My sister called me a couple hours ago, and she said, you and Steve were totally joyful the entire weekend. And I don't know, it just makes my heart happy to see my son and his bride so happy, and it was just totally lovely. Yay, let's see who else is on. Chris is here, and Christy and Jean. I think this is 2 weeks in a row for you, Jean. Hotter here than in our place. Yeah, Bev, you'll have to go back to Florida to cool off. Pam is here. Thank you for sharing. Anyone who's willing to share the video, that is super sweet of you. And here's what we're making today. Are you guys tired of my butterfly cards yet?
Beth does not get tired of butterflies. I'm just saying.
You know, a lot of people said when this set came out, I already have butterfly sets. You don't have this set. These are modern, cool, fun, and funky butterflies. They're not our run-of-the-mill, beautiful nature butterflies. So in the last couple weeks, my voting card for June was this. Thank you for those of you who voted for me. I got 12th, and only the top 10 make it into the round that gets to make another card. But I came close, so thank you. This was another butterfly card that I made. It was on my blog recently. I was casing the catalog. Do you like the envelope, Steve?
I do like
I thought the envelope was fun too.
Yeah.
So here is the card today. This will actually be on my blog next Tuesday for the Pals Fun Fold blog hop. So check that out on Tuesday. There'll be other people to look at their fun folds too. And it's pretty fun. And this one is easy. So if you want to make a template, I'm all about templates. You can do it on white cardstock and write down the measurements, or go ahead and make the card with me. That would be fun too. So Bridget said, I had fun going through my shares and looking at the cards you won. Yeah, you had a good week last week, Bridget. So for the shares, last week I told you I have 2 left. And I think I've sold both of those. Elaine, if you're on tonight, she wrote to me, and I think she wants one, and Angie got the other one. So I think the shares are gone. I'll be doing shares again, demo shares in December, and customer shares next January for the spring mini. But I'll let you know. There's a possibility if Elaine doesn't want that share, there might be one left, but I don't know. Okay. So to do this card, it's just about like the typical 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Do you have a screen for that up, Steve? Look at that. Isn't he good? I don't even need to tell him to put the screens up anymore. Oh, Diana's here, and Keisha. Welcome, you guys. So this card, in addition to scoring at the normal 4 1/4, half of that is 2 1/8. So we're going to score here as well. And this paper is Parakeet Party, the new in color, and it is bright and happy. So I have been using a hashtag bright and happy, all is one word, of course. And if you make bright and happy cards, I hope you'll add that hashtag on because it'll take off someday. I don't know what that means,
Go viral.
but it's fun.
There'll be lots of cards, but it does describe your cards. The ones you were showing earlier are also bright and happy. Go figure. I
really like to make the bright and happy cards. So next we're going to do DSP for the front. And I like to try to show you different ones when I can. All of these different designer series paper come from the butterfly kisses that go with the stamp set that I showed you. And it is super pretty, happy, fun, bright, and happy paper. So you could use any combination of this paper. I really like this one, but I wanted to try a different one. So this one is measuring 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And we're just going to put that on that front flap. I thought about using this side too. You know, the designer series paper really is the star of the show. That's why I always do the shares, because I want every piece of paper that they have in the catalog. And aren't you glad I share that with others instead of getting full packs myself, Steve?
Yeah, it makes it easier.
So we didn't do a lot of videoing for Best Last Half, our other YouTube channel, but we did a little bit. And I mentioned to you guys that Steve, I took him kicking and screaming to Magnolia Table last year. Well, we stayed in Waco and we ate breakfast at Magnolia Table, and he's got a video coming out on Best Last Half of our breakfast.
Yeah, it'll get posted tonight.
When I first started doing this today, I was going to try the butterflies, but when I put the cardstock in front of it, we just had antennas sticking up. So we decided to turn it over. Put the fresh freesia in the polka dots. Now this layer, there's a card for that too, Steve. It's 4 by 5 1/4. And that's what I call the inside layer of DSP. So we are home just for a day. And then we are taking off for Minneapolis, or more specifically Eagan, Minnesota. I tore my ACL back in February when we were skiing in Colorado, and I am getting that fixed on Thursday. So we'll see. I haven't had surgery in over 20 years. So
she's a little nervous about it.
I am a little nervous.
She would appreciate prayers from anyone willing to give those. And I'm promising I'm going to take very good care of her. So when we see you next, hopefully we'll have earned lots of spousal credits and raving reviews for my nursing abilities. So
our video next week, we are going to do a live video.
Sure.
We're going to try to do a live video from Eagan, Minnesota in our little hotel room.
So can I show them close-ups of the knee? And
no, they don't want to see the knee. Oh, Jeanne is on. And Pat, you haven't been on for a while. Elaine says, I do want it, and I already paid. That's important, Elaine. I can't sell your share out from underneath you. Now that I think about it, it was kind of, please forgive me, Elaine, between the rehearsal and the wedding, and it was Sean's friends from high school that were the groomsmen, and he's 31. So we feel like we raised these boys, don't we?
Right.
And we stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning with them the night of the wedding, and then 2 nights, not Friday night. We stayed up with them Thursday night and Saturday night. And Steve and I go to bed at 10 o'clock. So we're tired.
Yes.
But yes, the shares are all gone. No one can have them. And Elaine, I am keeping your share for you when it gets here. So sorry about that.
Extra bonus from the wedding was getting to hang with Sean's friends. And
it was so much fun. They're getting married and having babies, and it's just fun. Just a minute, Steve, hold that thought. So this piece on this card, it's Starry Sky. I just looked at the colors on the back of the designer series paper. But on this card, I'm going to use Calypso Coral.
Is that 3x7?
It's 3x7. And then I scored it at 2 3/4 and 5 inches. And the little part is what's going to go on this DSP layer. So what I do, I didn't really score the lines very good. I like it to be totally on top of each other. So I'm going to use the bone folder and try to line it up.
And do some MacGyvering?
Yeah, or it's good enough.
Persuading.
We can't be perfect. So I'm going to turn it over so the little side is up, and I'm going to glue that down first.
Hey, wait, can I use that sometime? We can't be perfect.
We try.
I have many opportunities to use that. So
we strive for excellence and then just do the best we can, right, honey?
Right. I'm going to use that
too. But no
too.
one's perfect except for Jesus.
Next time I actually spill my drink in the car or something, I'm going to say, I strive for excellence, but I can't be perfect.
Well, and you know what I will say? As long as it's your car we're driving in, you can spill all you want.
It would be a different thing if you were in your car.
So thanks, Elaine. We did have a fun weekend. Sharon, thank you for praying for me. I appreciate that. Okay, so we have that layer down. Now to get the other layer down, what you're going to do is fold this forward and then fold this the way the card's going to go. And then here's the way that layer is going to go. So I'm going to eyeball it and I'm going to put the glue. Don't make a mistake and put the glue all over. You just want to put it on the left edge. You can see that in the picture.
Yes.
And then I'm going to fold it down. And then you were holding a thought. Well, I'm holding this glue for a moment. Did you have something you wanted to say?
No, I got.
What was your favorite part of the weekend?
Well,
wait,
obviously,
dancing with me? Really?
Obviously, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, Steve and I are not good dancers. And I've had a couple conversations with people at the wedding talking about all the good dancers. No one said a word about our dancing because we're not.
People start saying, "Oh, this person and that person,
Yeah.
we could really dance." Our names never come up.
Yeah, we tried practicing ahead of time.
There was
we
a
have
moment
a long way to go.
For about 30 seconds where I was in the middle of the group because I had practiced the line dance to fancy like. And I had it all done.
Do you know that song?
And I practiced the whole thing, and I had it, and nobody else on the dance floor knew how to do it.
And they all started looking at him, and
he
froze.
I did. Well, no, I got through half of it, and then I just completely lost it because I couldn't remember what the next move was.
And then later, toward the end of the song, a cute little gal in a cowboy hat. She was probably, 12.
Yeah.
She came on and did the whole dance perfectly.
Right, and I pointed it at her. I said, "Beth, there it is. That's what I should have done."
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Okay, so you see how I guess this is a Z fold. I didn't really think about which kind of fancy fold it was. So now we're going to do the DSP layer, and there's a card for that. It's 2.5 by 2 3/4. And the 2.5 layer goes across the top. So I hate to cover up these butterflies.
So I have a question for you, Beth.
What's that?
Did you notice that I did not go completely country Steve on this trip? I didn't take my cowboy hat. I did take my boots, and I wore them a couple times and felt very comfortable with my
and your dress jeans.
My dress jeans.
Now Sean has taught him he can. In Texas, you're dressed up if you have on your dress jeans. You don't need to wear dress pants.
Right, and my dress boots, because of course you have dress boots, and then you have your casual boots that are just for wearing around.
Do your casual boots have manure on them?
No. Well, the funny thing is my dress boots had been on horses before. I didn't realize I was supposed to have two pairs. But I did shine them up nicely before we went. So
yeah.
But the one thing that she did notice is that I had the country music station on satellite radio the entire time we were there and the entire time home. Okay. And I found a couple songs that I was singing to her. So
Let me interrupt you again.
We adapted to Texas.
So to make the butterfly, the background, you know how a couple weeks ago I fussy cut this? You didn't need to. This crushed curry is cut using this layer. And then this fun layer with the design on it, the Calypso Coral, that was cut by just putting these two together. So it made what are those called? Arrows. It made the cute design and cut out the butterfly. And then it matches this. So there's no fussy cutting involved. I know I mention this every time, but chevrons, all the doodads. That's what they're called.
Chevrons. Can you believe?
You had to reach deep for that.
You saw me over here thinking, didn't you? I know what those are. Those are the sergeant emblems for that rank. And what do they call those? The chevrons.
I was nowhere near knowing what that's called. But all the little bits and pieces that I make trying to figure out what color I want on a card, I just put it in a baggie and leave it in the stamp set with the mini dimensional backings accidentally. So to do this, I like the dimension. These butterfly wings need to be flying, I thought. So I just took a mini glue dot to put it together. And I didn't really glue it down. It solves two problems. There's not glue all over it, which would be bad. And also, the butterfly can have its wings have more dimension. So I'm just putting the glue dot in between here. And then I'm going to attach it to this crushed curry layer. And again, it doesn't have to be on there perfect because I'm going to open up the wings. So that is pretty fun, I think. And now I'm going to decide how I want this on here. And the body of the butterfly and the antenna, I cut out of the parakeet party. So,
ooh, but you have to construct your butterfly.
You do have to construct it, but that's fun because there's all these pieces. I'm an accountant, so I'm using the same piece. But look at all the different designs, Steve. See, you would have fun with this. There's polka dot pieces. You can go wild and make any kind of butterfly.
You'd have to have some vision to be able to think about what they should look like.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put a little glue on the back of this. Have I missed any? Oh, Joyce is here, Long Beach, California. Thank you for joining us, Joyce. Now, if you get too much glue, just smear it around. You don't want glue oozing out all over the place. Okay, I see Bev did Prize Patrol. Do you want to talk about Prize Patrol?
Sure,
Steve?
We are going to do Prize Patrol tonight. So please enter hashtag Prize Patrol and put it in the comments, and that automatically enters you for Prize Patrol.
And if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, StreamYard will ask you if they can use your name and picture. It's just to show us, and then you can do Prize Patrol. But they don't use your name or picture for anything. And it's more fun for us to be able to chat with you and see who's on. So please feel comfortable giving them your information. I promise it doesn't go anywhere else.
Marlene from Michigan, Hamilton, Michigan is on.
Marlene, have you been here before, Marlene? Welcome if you're new. We love all our friends that are always here, but we love making new friends too, don't we, Steve?
Absolutely.
And if you would tell your crafting friends to come join us, that would be fun too. I know a lot of times people end up chatting back and forth to each other during our lives. Tony says, speaking of Prize Patrol, she got her card she won last week. And Bridget got hers too. I was good about mailing them before I left town. Okay, so do you like where that body ended up?
So Sharon, if you could retype Prize Patrol, all one word without the period between, that would be great.
Yeah, the machine picks the winners. And so if it's not exact how the machine wants it, they won't count it.
Doesn't matter whether you put capital letters or small letters, but it does have to be all one word.
Without spaces.
Without spaces or periods or anything in there.
Okay, so I was going to decorate this, but first I'm going to stamp a little bit. I'm just going to put hay in the middle. This hay came from here. Not a lot of things fit on my little card, but I would say hay or all the love. And I'm going to use Calypso Coral for that. And I'm just going to ink it up. I always practice on the paper just to make sure it's inked up enough that it's good. And that is how easy it is. I know I have some Bible study friends on here that aren't necessarily stampers. So you guys get to learn as you go along.
You are a very cautious stamper. I think you learned that.
I'm a cautious stamper.
Well, and that's where your perfectionism comes through.
One thing I do is I stamp on everything before I glue it on, because white paper's cheap. I can throw it away or turn it over. I don't like to stamp on a card that's already done. I do occasionally deconstruct cards, and that drives Jean Hickson nuts. She does not like it when she's over here and I like this and I like that. So let's rip this off of here and put it over here. And Jean, are you still on? What do you do when I say that? Oh, Marlene, are we saying your name right? First time gotten to see you live, but I get your emails and love your ideas. Oh, you're so sweet. Please keep coming back. I love sweet, happy people. They are the best kind of people. Okay, so now we need to put some embellishments on. Do we need little butterflies around the butterflies, or do we need some parakeet party in color matte dots?
Let's see what people advise you to do.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, how many people do we have on Prize Patrol?
So far?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Can you see?
I can tell you, but I've got to get to that window. Got to figure out where my
Jean Hickson is saying no. Jean is not into tearing the cards apart.
Joyce wants dots. We got 3 votes for colored dots. 4 votes for colored dots. Colored dots are definitely winning.
Well, and dots is what we put on this card. So I will put the dots on here. These are really, really cute dots. If you don't have these, you should get them. And something I don't want to forget to talk about, while we're waiting for the rest of the prize patrols to come through. Parakeet party dots are special, right?
Right.
We do a stamp camp every quarter with Creativity Abounds. And Hues of Happiness is our stamp camp. If you buy that suite and the ribbon from me, it's about $77. Well, today there's a $75. If you spend $75, you get free shipping, which is 11% savings. So even if you're a demo, a lot of demos do the stamp camp with me. They enjoy it, and they also have all the tutorials and cards to make with their friends and with their team or the people that stamp with them. So it's actually a good deal, but you could get it today. And Hues of Happiness, the dies are not available. You can order the paper, you can order the silver edge ribbon, and maybe you already own the Hues of Happiness die.
Are these flowers fussy cut out of the paper?
No, there's a die cut.
And then you color them?
Yeah. This is the set I'm talking about that we do for the stamp camp.
Let me put the thing down. There you go. Now you can see.
Yeah. And this, like this die, several of the dies cut out the flowers and leaves. And it's a beautiful stamp set. So what I
But they're already colored on the paper, and you just put the die over the top of them.
Correct.
Okay.
And so, or you can stamp the flower and cut it out with the die, either way. So you have lots of different options. But for our stamp camp, you get 12 or 13 card kits to make 12. It depends on if all 13 participate. Typically 13 cards. You get the card kits, a video tutorial, a written tutorial. And then the weekend of the stamp camp, you get another project and a live video. And it's super fun. If you're on here and you've done it before, if you'd say something, I'd appreciate it, because you don't want to miss it. But even if you're a demo getting 25%, you're literally paying $10 that you would have gotten in commission to do this whole stamp camp.
I think the cards you were going to make for Sean and Amy for their post-wedding card you were going to send them, could you make something that looks like her bouquet that we brought, or the centerpiece?
I could, but do I have to make it today when we're leaving tomorrow?
No, we can do it up there.
Okay. Or I might have to do it.
They're going to be on their honeymoon. We've got like a week to get their cards.
Well, I can do it when we get home.
Okay.
So here are the 2 cards today. If you win the Prize Patrol today, you can decide if you want the blue side by side. This is card number 1, the blue one, and the Calypso Coral one is number 2. They're very similar. I think the Calypso Coral probably isn't showing up as good on the camera, but it's pretty too.
Oh, it is.
Isn't
So here's the thing. In person, it is this is parakeet.
Yes, they're both parakeet.
And so that looks like it's like a lime green, but it is a really bright green in person. And then this looks orange, but it's actually more of a coral color.
Yeah, it's coral. Oh, Linda Lace just said the stamp camps are a lot of fun and the hues of happiness is beautiful. And Linda is already signed up. So she put her order in today and saved the 11%. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. So do we have anything else, Steve? Or are we ready to do the prize patrol?
We're ready to do prize patrol. I just want to advise everybody the way to get entered is to type hashtag prize patrol, all one word.
Yeah, like Carol Busby, prize, the computer won't pick that up. So do hashtag prize patrol with no spaces. Oh, Bev loves them both. Joyce says both cards are cute. It is really a cute set. I'm curious how many of you have this set already. It was the first set I wanted out of the annual catalog, believe it or not. Just because it's just so fun and you can make so many bright and happy cards.
Setting up the screen share. Just take a second.
Okay. Steve's working on it, so hang tight. We really do appreciate you, and thank you. So many of you come back every week and makes it super fun.
We should be ready to go.
Okay.
Are you ready? So they get to choose one of those cards?
You get to choose. Yep. We're going to do one drawing tonight, and you choose which card you want, and I will mail it to you actually tomorrow because we're leaving town again. And you can only win once in a month.
Shirley,
yay. So, Shirley, have you won this month? I don't think you have. I do think you won last month.
Yep.
So, I don't save the addresses. So, go ahead and email me, Beth@stampingmom.com. Send me your address. I know you're in Cedar Rapids. And I will get the card in the mail to you tomorrow. So, here are the butterfly cards I've made lately. And, oops, didn't get them all on the screen. If you have any questions about anything, email me, Beth@stampingmom.com. And I am going to try to do a video next week. Even though I won't be home, I'll be doing physical therapy every day up in Minnesota. So,
you know, it's a challenge. It's kind of fun to try and do videos from the road.
Are we going to take this so we have the overhead camera?
We'll have overhead camera.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, you guys, those of you that are new, please come back. And all our regular friends, I hope to see you again next week. And I hope you have a blessed week. Don't forget it's free shipping day at Stampin' Up. Bye, everybody.
Bye.